Hi.
We're live.
Is it a bar?
It says we're live. Here's the thing about that.
I don't want to.
It starts
Downtown.
5 seconds after it says that.
That's true.
So I will start in with hi, how you doing? And then all of a sudden it's like, doing. Does it make me a bad person that every time I go to Costco and the DirecTV guy asks me if I want to join DirecTV, that I look him dead in the eyes and say, I'm already with DirecTV, but thank you, even though I'm not?
No.
You're a bad person. What are you doing? Stop it.
I say that to people who bug me all the time, like who harass me. I already have that. I think even someone like it was a Jehovah Witness came to the door.
A
and
wild
it had
Bruce
been
has
so many
appeared.
times, and I was like,
Bruce.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We're talking about stuff.
Bruce, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm already a J-Dub.
yeah. I was like, oh, I already am, and they're like, oh, I'm like, okay, see ya. It's just like they just won't leave us
Just say
alone.
whatever.
Just leave me alone. Stop coming to my house. Stop
Okay.
picking up my kids.
So as you can see, we're all here. All of us. This is my daughter and our daughter. This isn't just mine. It's our daughter. I thought you were going to point to me and say that I was your daughter. That would have made me feel uncomfortable. Oh, wow. I'm not Basque tonight, so everything's all right.
Okay, you can hold that.
Interesting
But don't
thought
put it
on
in your mouth.
Basque. We'll talk about this offline. Anyway, so she wouldn't go to sleep, no matter how hard we tried. And we tried. And so we have this
Yeah.
little 1.5-year-old that wants to hang out. So here she is.
Well,
will-
it's okay. She's been here since she was a baby.
It's
so,
true. She used
newborn.
to be your.
No.
Bruce knows.
Yeah, Bruce knows.
Okay.
Bruce
Yeah.
knows.
Bruce knows.
If you're gonna put it in your mouth, you
Bruce
can.
knows.
Here. hold
Anyway, we appreciate you
No, no
being
thanks.
on here. So we're just gonna get started, and we're gonna do a little tiny bit of a recap. So for those that weren't here and that are rewatching, how basically this works, how it's been working, is that we've gone through some stuff to get here. We went through what was it? A haunted mansion sort of situation. They streamlined their way down there by just skipping all the rooms. They found the perfect path, like first try, and then immediately, right after that,
You
they
just
were.
go straight, guys.
I mean,
Just
they
go
went.
straight.
They found that there was a ship that was coming that was going to be delivering goods, and then I mean, it was so many things. And then all of a sudden they decide not to tell the authorities, not to do anything, go back to
Why
town.
would we?
Right. So they got their little lantern, the signal lantern that they had, and they said, "It's all good. We're on our way," or something. And then all of a sudden they start going out in a little boat. They leave Doric behind. Doric's been with us since like second
get him
or third
back.
episode.
Maybe.
Good old Dorkin. And then someone went a little bit rogue on the plans and started just pelting them with arrows.
Somebody.
Murdering everybody on the boat.
After
While
I
the rest of
jumped
us were
into the
trying
water.
to climb so hard.
But he killed the first two guys in the rowboat that were heading over just expertly. 2 shots.
It was.
It was beautiful.
wonderful.
Wasn't there a
Wasn't there a third guy in there?
No.
There was.
I mean, you killed them so good it might have
Rowboat.
been their ancestors. But and then they got on the boat and they fought a wizard, and the wizard blew him off. He was struggling to get up, but with the help of a spell called Jump, he was able to leap quite far. And we rolled random, and he landed in the crow's nest, which there happened to be a guy up there. He decided to cast a spell that made everyone freak out and be afraid. And then they finished off the wizard. She was blasting with lightning. And then that was pretty much it. I mean, it just all happened so quick. But they do hear voices below, and that is where we left off. So there's no initiative at the moment, but here we are, just kind of in the aftermath. Both of you have made it on top of the boat. You're all here. So I mean, you're in the crow's nest.
And everyone,
Yeah.
and the only people that are on the upper deck of the ship are ones that are terrified of him.
There's only one left on the upper ship. He's towards the.
What about the one that's in the crow's nest? I
Oh
thought?
yeah, that's right. But I mean, like on the ship, like on the
Yeah.
deck. He's on the poop deck. He's on the back. By the way, I'm going to use poop deck and try to use proper terms. which is
Then don't mind if I snicker.
yeah, I won't because it's actually a French word. I had to look it up because I was like, why the poop
Poop
deck? La poop. Anyway,
Le poop dick.
la poop. Anyway, so la poupée. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the point is that there's one guy there. The other two, you shot a guy's belt off his sword. You disarmed it with a natural 20, and then you shot him and killed him in one hit too, because that's just the way you roll recently.
Recently.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it
been,
was like a constant like.
he was either very high
There
or
was
very
another
anything
one.
above
And
a
I have
12, it's a
another
20.
That's pretty accurate.
Which
Yeah,
means if
Thank
it's above
you.
an 8,
the
it hits
aft
every
castle.
time.
I couldn't think of the word of it, but that's where he is. He's up above. It's the aft of the boat.
But I shouldn't be like annoyed by it because that's how Alara was.
I'm just waiting for the bed flipping.
It was
Right.
constant.
Don't worry, it's coming. All right, so down below there is.
I had like 6 actions.
Seriously, you wouldn't stop. You just could keep going.
Well, that was key. Is that the game we're playing tonight? Okay.
Yes. We have several going. Anyway, so here's how we start. All right. Down below the decks, you hear shouting. People are clearly being awoken from whatever deep slumber they were in on this little boat. When cracks of lightning and gusts of wind from wizards being launched above kind of set them out. That and a booming voice saying, "Surrender and we'll let you live." So from what they know is that they've been boarded and everyone up top is either dead or otherwise incapacitated. You just hear shouting beneath. It's kind of incoherent, but they're shouting.
Alston, can you do that booming voice again?
I
Tell
don't feel as though I could do it again.
Well, I still have my lightning out.
Then
Yeah,
I'll,
she still
I
got a
do
cloud.
have, other things.
All right, so where are you located? I know you're where you are.
Mhm.
There's a rope ladder going down either side of where you're at.
Mhm.
Nothing big, by the way. It's like the small ones. It's like the ones you're just like struggling with as you're going down, if you want to. And then you were,
I'm right near where I was when I stepped on the boat.
You
I
just-
haven't really taken much of
as
a
an
step.
archer, you just kind of
Mm-hmm.
hit them where they lie. So they are. It sounds like they're trying to come up the side of the ship, and I
They?
left my book on this side of the ship.
They, the ones that were
Does anyone
underneath?
know where my Saltmarsh thing is?
Yes, I told you it's right there.
I don't even say
Goody. Thank you, my love.
They, the people that were underneath? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. You can hear people underneath in there clamoring around. You can assume they'll be up the steps any second.
I'll go over to the, I assume it's like a doorway that has stairs that go down into
Towards
the
the
undercabin.
aft, the back of the ship, where you know how it rises up and there's stairs
Yeah, yeah.
going up. There's several doors. Like there's 2 on this end and then 1 on the other end. So there's 3 doors total. So you're not sure which one they're coming out of, but
Yeah.
either side it could be.
Now, did we know that, let's see.
Yes.
I'm going to walk. I'm going to run over to the doorways and I'm going to shout down in. The ship wizard is dead. Everyone on this top side has either died or bent the knee to us. I don't know if that's the right term. Or they've
what you
they've pledged allegiance to us.
We're all.
It was,
They
Join
surrendered
us.
their booty.
Join us or we'll throw you overboard.
all right, roll intimidation.
You're just yelling this down to the ship.
Ooh.
Join us, or we'll throw you overboard.
7?
7.
Intimidate.
You don't hear any sounds from below. You hear someone go shh, 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 shh. And everyone's being quiet.
Where was the captain? Do we know? Do we even
You're
know
not
which one
sure.
the captain was?
You're not sure if he's dead, one of the dead, or if he's still alive.
Okay.
At this point, you do not know.
Alston, is there something you can fire down there to intimidate those underneath?
fire.
Fireball.
Let's see, close quarters.
Oh, I have one.
Fireball.
I think I might have one.
Do they have cannons aboard? There
Oh,
might
no,
be black
Just think
powder.
of, I think of the meme. I think of the meme. Name a spell
Yes.
name a spell that you can use to
Convince a tavern owner for good rooms or something.
for cheaper. Fireball.
I love D&D memes. But down below, again, you just hear voices. Again, they start coming up
I think
again.
these two are looking up
Yes,
something
they
that
are.
they were gonna fire.
But based off what you hear, there's not many. But you know, it's a couple who could be being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that air of like, okay, who's gonna make the first move?
Good.
You know, like, are we gonna charge? Or are they gonna charge?
Then I'll take
You're
a
all on cover, but
I'll wait for them, but I'll take a step back, drawing another arrow back and ready.
okay. So you're readying an action.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell the man in the crow's nest with me to start climbing down and be prepared to fight.
I mean, he's still frightened by you. He's technically not taken it. Oh no, he took a turn, so he can try to break free of it.
It's maintained by concentration, I think.
Because I think he
Let me
could
read it
try
again.
after his next turn. Or
There was
some kind of condition with it.
Yeah, you might be thinking about another one. Let me double check. Concentrate on this power to extend the frightened condition for the duration of your concentration up to a maximum of 1 hour.
Okay, so he's
Um,
still terrified of you.
Mm.
As long as I'm concentrating.
Okay, so since you haven't broken your concentration, you
Mhm.
see him just yes, of course, and he just starts climbing down. And he's a tall, sandy, blonde-haired man. He's just
Yeah.
rough looking. Just he's been at sea for a long
Yeah, and
time.
if they're not cowed after an hour, they could decide to retaliate if I maintain concentration for that long.
True.
But
Okay, so
Yeah.
he remains, and then there was one other. He's towards the back of the ship. He was kind of hiding during the combat, but he's now just kind of standing there looking at Zero Bulk. Are you coming down too?
yeah, but I'm gonna take my time because I'm not very dexterous. So
Okay.
I'm
I
taking
was
my
gonna
time.
say I was gonna have you roll something, but since you're taking your time, I'm gonna have you roll, but take advantage.
okay,
Since you're,
this is
No,
just
I can't
dexterity
do that one
saving.
'cause I can't
Yeah.
see
I
it.
mean that's a 17. I don't know.
Yeah. it's a bit misty out, but yeah, you make it no problem.
I think I'll just go downstairs.
Okay.
As a dragonborn, just stomp
Look
down
all
the stairs.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like roll for an
Um,
intimidation, or are you just kind of
Yeah.
walking down?
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm just wondering what you're trying to attempt.
Intimidate them as a dragonborn.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a second.
Use that clout.
Yeah, I will. I'm sorry. Hold on.
That's a word.
It's
I use.
a little harder to concentrate and make decisions when you're holding a child.
She's got fuzzies though. That's a
I
smart
know.
idea.
You did it!
Fuzzies.
Good job. What was I doing? I don't
You were
remember what I was
checking
doing.
something. Intimidation. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, thank you, Nina.
So are they're? We hear them on the outside of the ship.
No, they're in the
Oh,
ship.
okay.
But I mean, there's little.
It sounded like something was crawling up the
Yeah.
sides of the ship earlier.
No,
No.
what it sounded like is that you can hear them. You kind of hear it coming out of the
Oh,
portholes
okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
You're
Okay.
fine.
They're like sticking their heads
For
up
some
there.
reason,
What's
I
up
cannot find this.
Guillotine them. Funk.
That's the noise that makes.
It would be a great sound. It's a good sound. Funk is a very
You,
good sound.
you have to add the slight splatter sound
Okay,
too.
So
This
this is
little
what I'm
squish.
gonna do.
Grapefruit.
I'm going to channel primal savagery, and so that makes me like look even more terrifying.
Ooh.
So
With longer
my
claws,
teeth
longer
and my
teeth.
fingernails
Looks
are
like a
longer.
monster.
And then if I do
Like
hit
a
someone,
velociraptor.
then they take
Kinda, yeah.
acid damage. So I'm prepared to fight if they do fight me. But I'm gonna come
Cool.
down,
Love it.
and I'm gonna intimidate.
Does that add any benefit to intimidation?
If I say so. And in this case, since she's
I'd
expending
hope so.
a spell on it,
It's
yeah.
a cantrip.
Oh, cantrip. Okay, never mind.
But I would hope so. I mean, I look pretty
You're trying to look
terrified.
intimidating. I'm gonna.
And then
allow
there's
it.
the lightning outside, my big storm cloud that I
I will
created.
allow it because you're using an effect to stop
Alright.
something. Just like a barter.
So I walk down the stairs and I say, "Drop your weapons!"
Love
like in a
it.
really like loud voice.
Do it.
Hey, that's not bad.
Oh, they roll horribly.
19.
Oh, sweet. So,
Guys, this is amazing. I never roll like that on
Yeah,
intimidation.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 of them are not moving. They just like look stunned as they see you walking down the stairs. You just like your nails clashing
Like
with like
this.
the band, like as you're going down the banister, and they're just looking at you, just terrified. There is one man in the back who has a crossbow at the ready, and he's just staring at you. He's kind of like leaning against something, and he's just smiling.
Fireworks.
Oh, it's like somebody's banging on a drum outside your door.
Oh, that's right. It's a holiday.
I doubt it will pick up
Oh,
very well.
yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
But anyway,
It's a Utah holiday called Pioneer Day.
Pioneer Day.
It's kind of like the
it's a
4th
day.
of July.
It's a day
here.
where most people get off, except for people that actually work,
Except for those who work at a non-Utah based company.
which
Or-
we.
All do.
Yep.
Yeah, but mine doesn't.
Most of your business is not done in Utah.
Yes.
No dice.
No dice. Anyway, there is a quiet as you hear her go down there, and so she hasn't been attacked yet. But that's
Did
what
you
hear.
give me an advantage? Because I didn't roll advantage.
In this case, I wouldn't say you need one. I mean, unless you roll an natural 20, it won't make much of a difference. Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Anyway, so the man in the back. I'm sorry, not a man in the back.
The thing in the back.
What kind of
Yes.
sounded like a man is actually a woman,
Ooh.
and she takes off her tri-corner hat and she just flops it down on the ground and she's like, "Well," and the men kind of look around at her and look at each
Wait,
other.
she was the one that had the crossbow?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's in the back. And
Did she drop her crossbow?
Nope,
Really?
she didn't.
Make an example of her.
I guess I will.
I think by the time that all this interaction had happened, I would have steered my 2 intimidated beings down
That's a
into
good
the
point.
I'm really curious what you're gonna become.
down into the area to kind of be a backup.
Oh, snap. Okay, so well, if anything, shields.
Right.
All right, so
They
they
make good pin cushions.
So as you're standing there and she says this, the 2 men start walking down the stairs behind you and they're just kind of looking around, just like, You see Alston behind them. And are you making your way? It's not. This is tight quarters, by the way. This is
Mhm.
like. It's
I'll
very.
just-
Like the ship at
Perfect
Disneyland.
opportunity for a
really
fireball.
tiny one.
I'll just wait
We'll
up top.
burn the ship. We wanted to keep the ship.
Yeah, we want to keep the. Do you have fireball? I
No.
don't think anyone here has fireballs.
I have fire stuff, just not fireball.
No dice. I
Shadowy.
don't want you to eat them. And you like to eat them. You're sticking there.
Anyway, from what you can see in the room, you 2, it looks like this is. It looked like kind of like a bedroom. Though it kind of like an office. There's some stuff down there, like a desk, some chairs. But it doesn't look like anything great. Does anyone have minor illusion? I know, right? There's so many fun things you can use with intimidation.
So there's 10 of us down here, and
I
we're in like a
drew
small
craft,
bedroom.
but that one's like
They
a
were
lame.
just standing there, like waiting to attack, and they're not just men either. There's actually 2 lizard folk that are with them.
And was I able to hear or understand the interaction that's going on
Yes.
here?
It's quiet enough that you can hear.
I'm staying up top, so I make sure no one pops up from
From the
another
back.
side.
Okay, cool.
So she's kind of already intimidated most of them. I want to kind of go on top of that and also speaking to the woman who spoke to her. We offer you this opportunity to surrender to us
And live.
and live.
No dice.
And she
No
says,
dice.
"I'll not give up me ship. I fought good and hard for this."
Very well. And I talked to each of the people that she frightened, advantage on intimidation, and I tell them to attack.
Okay.
So we'll see. 14 plus. That would be a 20. So
Okay. Then roll for initiative. All right. It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, you can't have the dice. Mommy will just have to roll it
All
over
right.
here.
I mean,
were they were frightened of her, right?
Four of them. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Only
Okay.
the lady wasn't.
Yeah. So I only get that advantage if they're already frightened.
yeah,
Okay.
they were. Because she went down there and
Good job.
Yeah.
scared them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's what I was
So,
after.
who's all being engaged in this little?
I'm making the ship's crew attacker. That's what I'm going for.
Yep. And then were
You can put me in initiative, but I'm not gonna do anything right now.
Yeah, and you can have your turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's how I just
I'll
want to
Yeah,
make sure
I
you're
rolled.
involved.
I rolled 13.
6 for me.
8 for me.
But I plan on hanging back.
I think. Yeah, I think I actually will. Yeah.
Delay your turn.
I'm gonna go back up
Yeah.
because I have my cloud up there.
You can always
Which will follow
you can
me.
always hold your turn until something happens. So
I'm ready for a reaction.
I allow that to happen.
I think that's.
I think that's a rule. You can.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just said what it was. Did anyone hear me what I said? And go
No.
back? I actually said what it is. Delay your turn, I think is what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
And delay your turn.
All right. Well
I
then.
thought you were saying like, did anybody hear me? You never listened to
No,
me.
I was gonna go back and say I just said it. I'm gonna go back and listen
What
to
did you
myself.
get? You got 8.
8 total of 8.
Oh boy. 15 and
Is that a
14.
green car? Green car.
All right, your little puppets are first.
My finger sensor doesn't do anything close up.
Lick it, so you have to touch it later. Then
Okay.
you'll think of me.
All right. So
have smoothie right
What if
first
I do
things
this?
first.
Oh,
One of them, both actually, since it's their turns, both of them pull out their crossbows, and they just light crossbows. Just start, just both one right after the other
At her.
at her.
At me?
No,
Oh.
That
over
the-
your shoulder essentially.
Oh, okay.
Like down the
I was
stairs
like,
over your
whoa,
shoulder.
good job.
What is the lady who claimed to be her boat, even though it's now our boat?
Exactly.
Clearly,
We killed the wizard.
We killed
Are
the
you
wizard.
the one with the
and
lightning cloud out there? No.
we killed
We've already
everyone-
renamed it as Dingy 1.
is
Yeah, we're gonna take over
that
the whole fort.
official? You're like, all right, this is what we're doing now. Okay, news to me.
But we're gonna
We're
get out
choosing
and we're
things
gonna
up.
paint on the back at Dingy One Official.
Jeez. Okay.
And then below that in small caption, follow us on.
Insta.
Make a Twitter for it or something. The boat. It has its own personality.
Day one.
Follow our quest at at Dingy One Official.
It's the Dingy
Okay.
1 brand.
I'm sorry, did you want me to hold you?
Sorry, I was looking
said
for
hold
something.
me.
I didn't realize we were jumping this fast. Yeah, let's do it. Anyway, the first
But it's
shot.
us.
Yeah. Well,
I think by now you should know that most of the time we jump into things quickly unless it's the Taltoy campaign.
Then we take 3 weeks to go to a single party.
but we did go shopping.
Hey, you guys are in the party at least.
We're
Yeah.
there.
We are.
I mean,
It's
you're
so
kind of
true.
hanging out in the foyer, but
But we're there.
you're there.
We're doing good.
And that's important.
I feel good about this. All right. Gosh, they sure didn't keep it in order.
In that campaign, did we ever look up to see if the little halfling was hanging from the ceiling?
No.
That would be a dark turn.
Yeah.
That would be pretty messed up. All
Wasn't
right.
it-
His blood dripping on the ground.
Oh, it wasn't a party full of halflings. That was just a joke.
That would have been great.
There we are.
That would've been
Gosh.
great.
Oh, it
just a
only
joke.
been half as much fun as it
Oh,
normally
both
is.
of them hit. Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
So,
halflings, though, I think they have the most fun.
all
Half
right.
the size, double
I
the fun, just
apologize now that
concentrated
we're.
fun.
Exactly.
Okay, I
Dynamite
apologize.
comes
We're
in
good
small
now.
packages. That's what
Okay,
my dad
so the
always says
two-
to me.
Okay, so the two bolts hit her, and just in succession, one in the shoulder, one in the leg, like right in the thigh,
Yeah.
and she screams, and then that's both their turns. It is now Tatiana's turn.
Oh, it hit her.
Yeah, both of them
Okay.
did.
What are
They
the
just fire over your shoulder
What
down.
are the other people doing?
Cowering
Ah,
because of you and also him.
okay.
And the situation.
Yeah.
They just their wizard died quickly.
The ship wizard was made an example.
He did
of.
one spell and then he was he was about to do something huge on you and then
Should we throw the
You
ship
too.
wizard down there just to make him a little more intimidated?
So
That's
she
dark.
got hit. What is she doing now?
who's to say?
She got hit by 2 bolts.
Yeah, one in the shoulder, one in the leg.
And so what is she doing?
She's screaming, but this is at the same time what you're doing. They,
I mean,
it's all
you
in
could
like
throw
within a
his
few
head down
seconds.
there.
So it's your turn.
For extra emphasis.
I'm just gonna charge her. She was rude. I asked kind of nicely. Okay, so I do have a question. So in Primal Savagery, it says you channel primal magic, got that, to deliver a corrosive attack. Make a melee spell attack against one creature within 5 feet of you. She's not in 5 feet of me, is she?
No.
She's not.
You can
Okay.
move to her.
So I'm going to hold. Wait. What's a melee spell attack?
It just means you're
Meaning
close
this-
enough to actually touch
Yeah,
her.
it's,
So if you
it's
run
a
out-
it's
if
a
you-
touch attack, so it's like
So
I would
okay.
have to do that.
So I'll just because since my claws are long and that's what delivers the acid damage.
So she is
That's
in
what
within 30 feet. You can approach her.
Okay. No, I'm just gonna hold my attack. If she comes close to me, then I will.
Or if anyone else. Okay.
Yeah. If anyone else who wants to attack me, but I think she's the only one.
You're just
but
so you're like hissing
I'm
at
not
her
gonna
and everything.
assume anything.
Alright,
There could be someone hiding.
good enough. We have Keith.
I'm going to
Could
You
be.
hear the
move-
commotion down below. Choo, choo, the clear
And
shot
it's
of
just
two
the-
twangs. Yeah.
It's just the 2 doors that go down, right?
There is another door. This door is
I mean, that goes down, I should say.
yes. You do notice on the main deck there's a hatch that does go down. So there's the main stairs, and then there's definitely a hatch that can go downward as well.
Can I move over to that hatch and open it as my
Yeah.
turn?
Yeah.
And see what's down there?
Uh huh.
Okay.
And you could roll a perception on that too.
Can we put it back in there?
9.
Okay, you can't see anything down below. It is dark, but
Yeah.
it's lit well enough. But there's nobody there.
Okay.
So you'd see them if they were
Okay.
there, unless they were specifically hiding.
Okay.
All right, Alston, your turn.
Me. I'm gonna speak to her. Would you like an opportunity to reassess your previous position?
And she says, "This is my ship."
Not anymore.
All right.
Who knew
Are you
that
doing-
he was a
Can you try
pirate?
to can you try to intimidate her again with that?
What do you? I actually never made the attempt.
I'm gonna
on her
have
personally,
you.
But
I'm gonna have you roll disadvantage,
Okay.
because of her personal willpower.
okay.
But if it succeeds, we'll see what
Only I
happens.
was Breeze and I could be like,
Yeah.
and then
2, 4,
cancel
6,
it out, but
10.
I'm not.
Okay.
It's a 10.
not.
She also rolled low. She rolled an 11. So I'm gonna say it's grating on her. She sees she's not stupid. She's gotten to where she is,
Okay.
but she's still like, "This is my ship." And then she yells for her men to fight as it's her turn. She says, "Fight, fight!" And she's trying to convince them. All right. So let me see. Okay, there is one of the two that have just been intimidated, not frightened, that snaps out of it and just sees his captain get shot, and it was one of the lizard folk. He just wants blood, and he goes charging towards you.
Oh.
No, Bruce, we're not chaotic evil. We're
Not
just
yet.
chaotic pirates.
And 13 plus 13 plus 4. Well, that's probably a hit at you after you say that.
Oh, there's
Oh, I
actually.
thought he was charging me.
No,
I
no,
heard
but
Kate.
yes. So the lizard folk is charging you on his turn, which is next. But she still has her crossbow and she's firing up at him, who's
Oh.
yelling at her.
So he's not
she's
afraid of me.
she's firing at me.
The lizard folk isn't anymore.
She's firing at
She's
me.
firing at you. 13 plus 4.
17. That's a hit.
Okay, so you take 6 damage. So she hits you just nicks like right under your arm, right next to your chest.
I am going to respond with hellish rebuke.
I forgot that you had that.
Oh.
That's a great little skill.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Ooh.
I don't care, I ship it. Wow, potatoes.
24.
Hellish Rebuke,
Fire
24.
damage, yeah.
Get on the chair, honey. Don't climb on the table. You don't climb on tables.
She done mess with the wrong gnome.
You know me.
She
That needs to be a shirt, too.
gulps in flames and starts screaming. She throws down her crossbow, just singed, and she gives up. You just see her prone, just like I can't fight that, you know. I mean, it took so much damage out of her to the point where she's almost unconscious. So anything that's that massive with this kind of atmosphere, she's done for the moment. Now that lizard folk's charging you, and he gets close to you, and you can make a reaction attack, which is just a basic.
Well, I also held my attack.
You held it. That's right. No, it's not just a reaction. It's. Thank you for reminding me.
Did I?
Delay your attack.
So when it comes to concentration, do I need to roll to maintain concentration through taking
They
that
have
attack?
most of the time it's if you've been struck or you're doing something different.
Yeah, if you're doing another spell that is
Yes.
concentration, then you would have to drop concentration.
The concentration
okay.
stays up for the duration unless
But-
you either get struck and it's enough damage that it
Oh.
knocks you out of it, or
So it's I don't have to roll to maintain
Yeah.
it.
no.
It's like you're
They have to try to
focusing
break
to
Okay.
concentrate, but you can. But if
I-
someone like hits you and breaks your
So
concentration, or
Okay. I was
Something like that.
thinking about how
Can I
I
add
was
a
maintaining
6?
that other
Okay.
spell. So.
18
18.
is my
what is
attack.
hellish?
Nice. Okay, so
Let
you
me see
hit.
hellish rebuke.
Oh,
It's a reaction,
what are you doing?
Yeah, and I don't.
and I currently have it at level 3.
There you go.
Okay, I rolled an 18,
It's a reaction.
You rolled an 18 to
Just wanna
hit.
see it.
Yeah.
There it is.
and then does that hit him?
Components
Is this a
duration
D10?
instantaneous.
Yes.
So it's not.
Right.
It's not,
It's not, yeah.
concentration.
Right.
Well,
Oh, I guess she.
two,
There's probably no point in going back.
2
on that. She
acid
would've had to make a
damage.
dex save on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
I did 2 acid damage,
2 acid damage. Okay.
Potatoes wolf says.
and then my nails and my claws
That's a good.
go back
I agree.
to the
Why
normal
haven't we done that
size.
yet?
I'm not
Okay.
strong enough.
So you slice him across the chest as he's charging towards you, taking 2 acid damage. All right, and
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to.
I'm trying to
Make
let
him hurt a
him
little
let
bit.
him know that
I
you
mean
will destroy
business.
him.
Like to accurately.
I'm
throw.
like 35 pounds.
Like my son.
I think
Exactly.
she's stronger. She'd be able to throw you farther. Probably
Anyway-
accurately.
Is your strength higher than 15?
I don't know.
It is now your 2 pirates' turn, and they turn to you as they, as
No, my strength is 10.
they're terrified.
weak.
Okay.
I'm a weak dragon.
Okay, so they're terrified and
I
they're
have
looking
really
at you
high
for advice.
wisdom because I'm a druid.
They're waiting for me to command them.
Kind of. They were just afraid and fired because you were right behind them. They happen to both hit. They haven't reloaded, but they're just standing there looking at you. There's a lizard folk attacking her in front of
Okay.
you and them.
Goes to.
I asked them, will the lizard folk listen or obey?
They listen and obey to us.
Why did they listen and obey the current crew?
I'm gonna have to have you roll persuasion, even
Okay.
with his frightened, just
Okay.
because of the certain nature of this.
Persuasion, that would be a 15. Good sir.
Where are you going?
He's shaking in his boots, and he's just like, it's kind of complicated, but basically they we're giving them stuff. I mean, they work with us, but they're not with us. But I mean,
From a larger organization.
kind of. I'll explain it later, but this is kind of confusing.
Kill them.
So if I have time to do all of this, you can say yes or no. But
This is happening while she's getting attacked,
Okay.
and she's attacking.
I yell out to the lizard folk man and say, "Stop attacking, and we'll pay you whatever they were paying you to serve us."
Okay. I want you to roll persuasion. Then that's your turn, since that's kind of like, oh shoot.
I mean,
Yeah, I
can
mean,
do it for you.
if it was a 20, yes.
Did you roll a 20?
Yeah,
Natural,
natural
yeah.
20.
Yeah.
And you
Nice.
see him just like get sliced across the chest, and then all of a sudden looking up at you as you're just like booming up there, even just in your small stature. Just something about your eyes.
How
Did
are
you see what I did to
getting
the
these?
woman?
Yeah. So he looks back and he realizes, even in the blood rage of this moment, there's no winning. And so he immediately just stops and he just like plants his spear into the side of the thing and just kind of screams out and like stomps back into there. The initiative is over because everyone seems to be
conflict is
subdued.
over.
Yeah. You guys subdued the situation.
Alright.
You're doing good.
She's
The battle's
bossy.
over. He scared the lizard folk away.
Oh, good.
Everyone seems to be on this. Are we going to attack? Are
When I-
we, you know, like
when I
this-
hear that things have died down, I'll walk over to the doors and say, "Are they coming up?
That was
Are they
Lizard
coming
folk.
up to?"
that was the lizard folk.
That was
I assume he's in the back, right?
Yeah,
I'll look at Alston and say, "Are we gonna have everyone come up so we can sort this out? Hang those that need to be hung?"
Agreed. Everybody up.
Jesus, this could get really dark real fast. All right, so they.
Has it been 10 minutes since the wizard guy died?
No.
Okay, so my cloud's still there.
Yeah, it's been maybe 3
Alright.
minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Fast.
This yeah,
Well,
you
that-
guys went up.
That
quick.
encounter was like
It was
Seconds.
fast.
15 seconds.
You had to swim 15 feet back to the boat and climb it, but you still managed to do that in one turn.
Yeah.
So it was within like
Yeah.
15, 20 seconds.
Hey, get it.
And so this will all just happen real quick, and then the encounter with them talking with each other down below, and you talking, and then you guys just full on attacking them. It's been really quick. Within 5 minutes, I would say this all happened. All right, and so now they start filing up. There's really no reason for them to stay down below. They've seen what you can do. They don't know what else you can do. And right now, everyone's just kind of keeping clear of you as they're walking up.
I'm gonna ask Key because he's gonna be way better with knots and stuff than I am. I'm gonna ask him to tie everybody up on their hands and knees and like tie their feet to their wrists.
Okay.
Because we need to have a little discussion with the existing
Okay.
crew.
I do have 50 feet of silk rope, so as they come up, I'll tie them and
Work it.
step on the next one. And
Well, there also
That's
is.
something lined
There's
up.
also plenty of rope on the
oh
deck
yeah, of course.
too. I mean, there's about 100 foot of
that's
rope
true.
that's next to you.
Then I'll
guys.
just grab that.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say just so you know, like
So you don't
the
ruin
ship
your
is
nice
well
stuff.
equipped.
Yeah.
This is just a generic crap rope that works well enough,
Mhm.
so it's strong.
Yeah.
Shipped, you know, it's a bit mossy, but it works. You tie them up successfully. I would like you to roll though.
That's why I'm
Like
having
a
him do it.
dexterity or something.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
just for the sake of getting those knots nice.
Like I could do a survival. That would be a
I feel like
For knots?
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Actually, with
a
survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
In that case, I could have done it.
16.
Nice.
All right, throw the gnome. That was great. I wish I'd seen that earlier. All
We'll,
right.
we'll save that tactic for another fight.
Gnome throwing is definitely some point in this.
It will come.
All right, so especially with the NPCs I have, there's some
Yeah.
good ones. Anyway, I mean they've got some good ones too. Anyway, they all are tied up, sitting very uncomfortably, kneeling very uncomfortably on their own hands, essentially.
I want it to be so that they can't sit straight up,
Yeah,
or
they're-
they can't rest back on
they're
their feet.
fighting
They're
it.
uncomfortable either way.
The captain, she has 2 bolts in her and is singed very, very badly, like severe burns. Like
Oh, so she is the captain.
yeah, you can tell just by the way she's like my ship, you know.
How many of them are there?
So there's a total of 5, 6, 7 total living.
There's 7 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So while they're all tied up in a line, I'm gonna be walking in front of them,
I can see this already. You know. It's just
doing a little line back
And
and,
then you've
forth.
got
We're like, he's been chosen as our captain.
yeah.
Now
That's
who's
my
the
vote.
first mate?
Huh?
Who's the quartermaster?
You'd be the first mate. No, and
this
then
wasn't supposed to happen at all.
You can be the first mate.
D&D.
so while he's walking back and forth talking to them, I'm gonna be standing there with my bow, ready, not like pointing at anyone, but like with one
intimidating,
notch.
ready to
Mhm.
put
yeah,
one down.
same thing with I have both my whips out.
You're occasionally just just next to them
I have to like
Step
recreate
forward!
all the words he says.
to emphasize.
No, I'm
At the end of every
quiet,
sentence.
and I have them just like behind me like this.
It's very
Just, like,
Pavlovian,
walking.
just training them. All right,
So while I'm walking in front of him,
it's quiet right now. The
yeah.
wind's blowing. It's
The
nighttime.
sea's the
sea
ship's
is,
rocking
is
a little
just
bit.
busy. It's not like a storm, but it's definitely high tide type waves.
Well,
All right,
there's
so-
also a big storm cloud still overhead. So
So
if anyone moves, I can call lightning
just
down.
boom. Yeah.
Within the next couple minutes, because it's
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
We didn't ask for this fight. You brought this upon yourselves. We need experienced crew members, and we're willing to let you live and be those people. I'm willing to let you, the previous captain of the ship, hold some modicum of authority. However, be it understood, this is our ship. Any mutiny will result in death.
There is one among them who speaks up, and he's not even making eye contact. He says,
Oh, I'm sorry.
"So you're saying you're not going to kill us if we join you?
That is correct.
Oops.
What assurances do we have that?" Right.
The fact that you're still alive is all the assurity you need.
Can I can I fire an arrow right in front of him?
Yeah. Yeah. So I want you to roll for it, because if you fail, you're gonna shoot him right in the crotch.
Natural
Oh.
20.
Nice.
It's
Like, right between his
it's
legs.
like close, and he's just like, oh, okay, yes. Well, on that note, and he's just like, I would be first to pledge myself to you as your humble crewman. I currently rule as the bosun on this boat, and
The
I'm
what?
the bosun, sir.
What's your job?
Do I know what that is?
Describe it to me.
I want you to roll for it to see if you know.
That's a 23 for me. I rolled a history.
That's an 8 for me.
I assume that's what I was rolling.
It's basically a short word for like the boatswain. He's basically you can refer to him as a bosun, B-O-S-U-N, also known as the petty officer or a qualified member of deck department. Basically, he's the senior most rate of the deck department and is responsible for components of the ship's hull. He also helps
Oh, I'm sorry.
with
sorry.
different raids and things
Does
like
not
that.
like it when I put the mermaid on the turtle.
So he's sort of administration for the ship.
In
kind of a
some
guy.
ways, like he's not someone who typically goes on raiding parties, but he's definitely someone that would.
He's your PA.
In a way, yeah. I guess you could look at him that way. Other people, necessary officers, probably died. But the only one, I mean, the captain shoots him just a look, just like this daggers in her eyes.
She has to die.
Do I see this?
Roll perception.
Okay.
Anyone that's looking at all this, I want you to see.
7. That's gonna be a 7.
So you're busy looking at him.
Let me roll.
There's 6. Yeah, whatever.
Where's my
I
dice?
didn't get it.
But I would say, even with passive perception,
Yeah.
since you're the one watching, like from afar, kind of, you see her head.
Her looks.
Yeah. So it's not like it's not like you wouldn't believe that anyway, because that's how she's kind of.
I'll walk over to Alston and I'll lean down and whisper in his ear. I don't believe, first of all, that this captain is going to agree to a merchant ship type of rule when they are pirates, and I don't believe that. I believe that she would be highly susceptible to mutiny. I don't necessarily agree with killing her outright, but that's my opinion.
I struck her with
And-
I'm just kidding.
And we can send her on our rowboat back to shore.
We love
Only to have a
Armadillo.
future enemy. I continue walking in front of him, and I say, I assure you, we will make this ship more lucrative than it has ever been. You will all be far wealthier than you have ever seen or dreamt.
Well, persuasion.
This is an opportunity to be pirates unlike anything you've ever dreamed.
I would say
Pirates.
I would say with advantage, just because they're
We've
tied
decided.
up. And this is happening.
We're
I guess.
pirates.
This is
I'm not.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
18.
I won't be
Okay.
calling myself a pirate then.
It's
I'll be calling myself a merchant of fortune.
exactly. We'll do it differently. We
So
won't.
privateer.
Yeah.
Same thing, just without the.
I like
fancy.
merchant of fortune.
Sounds good. So the only one that didn't
Dylan's
get
doing
affected by
good.
that happened to be the captain. Natural 20. She spits at you like blood out of her mouth and just like out of like this charred face, and she's like, "By the hells, I will see you burn for this."
I strike her with lightning.
What's your
But before I do that, though, I need to look at.
That's changing.
I need to look though, if it only if it doesn't hurt anyone else, because I can't check my spell.
So you're just like-
So will you check?
Yes,
For me.
yes, I will.
Call
As long
lightning?
as it's not a
Yeah,
an
if
area.
there's an area, then no, I won't do it. But I can't check because she's watching something.
Well, that was
I will wait for
the eyebrows up from all of us. We're like, what?
Oh, she spit on him. I'm just showing.
She's belligerent.
Yeah.
A lightning bolt? Is
No,
that what it
they're
is?
Call
chaotic
lightning.
Oh,
pirate.
call lightning. That's very
Huh?
different.
Chaotic pirate is what Potatoes Wolf says.
That's her
I knew
alignment.
it was
You can
chaotic
switch
evil.
alignment anytime in any game.
Bruce
if it
says
makes
we're
sense.
chaotic evil.
Oh.
We're not chaotic evil. There's some semblance of law.
Yeah.
She knows how to fast
And
forward.
I don't
YouTube
want.
video,
I don't
by
want to
the
kill
way.
her.
I'm lawful
You
evil.
want- Okay. All right.
I don't know.
As far as
You're lawful.
Yeah.
Gosh.
law is a very interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Unless you're directly
each
lawful
creature
good.
within 5 feet. So how far did he spread them out?
Within 5 feet.
Yeah,
They're
They
put
probably have
closer
been
than
shoulder
that.
to shoulder.
Okay, then I don't do call lightning.
kills them all.
And, instead,
3d10.
instead I
Law's a personal.
instead
code.
I whip her just like so like I cut like her cheek.
I want
A
you to
precision.
roll for attack and damage.
Okay.
A precision slash on the cheek.
Ugh, I keep rolling 8s. That one's in timeout now.
She's technically prone. You have to roll twice.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
She's
Get to
tied
roll
up.
twice.
I
She's-
get
yeah.
to roll twice.
You have to do it.
No choice.
Now, for
13.
Sorry, we're all piratey. I'm like jazzed up. Like you gotta do it.
13, and then I need a d6, but I can't grab it because she's
Here you go. Use mine.
2.
4. The 13. The
Yeah,
13.
yeah, it did. It strikes her across the face and leaves this huge open gash because 4 damage? 3 or 4?
Four.
4 damage? Yeah, 4 damage on the face where she's at already. It was just like opened up her face and you just see the crimson coming out of her face.
I look at her and I sigh.
At me?
No,
Okay.
the previous captain. And I say to her, I'm willing to let you maintain captain status. However, you would follow my law.
And you see her just looking around at her situation. With a natural 20 that she rolled, she's sticking resolute. You just see her look up at you with just this hatred in her eyes, and she manages to try to like right herself up to like your level, and then she just stares at you. She doesn't even say anything, just like very intimidating. You know intimidation, but this is like I've seen stuff, I've done stuff.
Uh-huh.
No, like
I'll walk over and lean down to him again. I don't agree with killing her. I'm going to stand firm on that. But
Thank you, Keith.
I think we
this
should.
is the one who
kick her
killed
off.
like half the crowd.
I know.
Bosun?
All of a sudden, he's all, I value
Hey,
life.
hey, no, they are. There's a difference.
Tied up prisoners.
Tied up prisoners.
I've got an idea. Bosun. I'm going to call aside the Bosun.
By the way,
has pledged
his
loyalty.
name is Frithoff.
Frithoff. I'm going to call him Bosun.
Frithoff.
Frithoff is pretty interesting, but I'm going to call him Bosun.
You can call him Frit.
Frithoff. So I call him aside and have a little stand aside with him, and I'm kind of thinking, Jack Sparrow. Where can we throw her on an island where she can just be deserted and left there? As that seems like a suiting punishment for a pirate.
I know of a great place down the river a ways where there's a
Bunch of
cabin on
willows.
top of a hill.
We could put her in that room.
Yeah.
He's like, well, about several hundred leagues from here, there's
A deserted island.
several hundred small islands, but that's past Queenstown and King's Watch and all these major cities. Like,
But there's a chance that someone could find her
Yeah.
and help her and should exact her revenge.
But how great would it be to starve her out on a deserted island? And if she gets out, that'd be amazing for us. Can you imagine the story?
Sorry, not several hundred. That's like
Really far.
very. I wasn't. I was thinking nautical leagues is like
Oh.
3 miles.
Yeah.
So so several
not
hundred
500 miles, yeah.
No, it would be like a couple thousand miles. No, he's talking about like maybe like 4 leagues from here, which is the equivalent of like 7, 8, 9 miles. So
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
it's a ways.
Okay, I won't
But there's
touch
some
the
small
turtle. I'm
little
so sorry.
little places.
How many
but,
days sailing time is that?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
It's right
like
here. I'm sorry.
maybe if you like a day, 2, depending how. I mean, if the rest of the crew manages. I mean, we're not fully equipped to move the ship.
What do you recommend, bosun?
You killed a lot of our men, so it's a bit difficult to do much. I mean, we can make it run. We know what we're doing, but you did.
Throw her in the
You
brig.
killed quite a few of us.
I mean in regards to the captain. We'll figure the crew thing out.
Oh, and he looks kind of back. Could she? Are you like right next to her?
Not exactly. I pulled him aside before I started asking him about this
To
stuff.
be honest, I just work here, and she's kind of a female dog, and I wouldn't miss her.
So she's the sea bitch.
Right. Yeah, not to disrespect, because I mean she was captain, but she'll slit your throat, no problem, in your sleep, like doesn't care.
Am I nearby for this? Did you bring him over near me?
I kind of wanted you to be,
So you can hear it firsthand.
because you were offering up your advice as well.
She definitely cannot stay, but if we're to turn this into a profitable merchant vessel,
Hmm?
we can go to town and find good work and sail the seas. Be wonderful. We can pay everyone well.
Potatoes
but-
Wolf brought up something that I'm not going to exactly mention
Was it one that I've already seen? Was it before my?
just now.
Was it?
Ooh, yeah.
What is it?
That's a good point.
You guys are
Oh.
like, we need to kill her abandoners.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
She's a pirate. She's probably got a bounty.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are working for the Empire.
True.
I mean, I'm
That
thinking
is true.
That would be a way to legitimize the ship as well.
Exactly.
I think and as we kind of pull in for
I come in and I say, "Hey, I bet
I'm
she's
gonna
a
let this.
bounty."
I'm gonna let this player nod slide just because
I'm
it
distracted.
has been a couple weeks. So you know what? Actually, here's the thing I've been meaning to bring up for everyone that's watching and who is going to be watching. I do want to have interactions with like the gods, so to speak. So if something shows up, not necessarily the gods, but you know what I mean,
Inspiration.
like an inspiration from their deities or their pasts. You can kind of throw out different ideas, and also voting on monsters in the future. But anyway,
She has a bounty, I bet. Let's take her.
We don't want to kill her. The Empire probably wants her.
That's a good idea.
Then maybe we could get permission to be pirates in a way.
so the boatswain, he sits there for a second. That's an idea. You know, she's done some stuff. But then again, we all have.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, Frithoff.
They call me Foul Frithoff, is what they actually call me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's on account of my teeth. And he was like, they're like gingivitis, like really bad.
You need a lemon man.
She's a pirate too.
Oh, nice.
Arr.
Anyway, so you're discussing on keeping her, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to do it
using
again?
her as like a bargaining chip to keep the ship. Is that what your intentions are?
Oh, as far as the Empire would be concerned, this is a pirate ship that is no longer a pirate ship. That would be flying the flag of the Empire and doing good merchant work to help bring
There's a lot
commerce
going on
across
down
the
the
seas.
south. Yeah.
Not only that, we're not exactly employees of the Empire.
correct, and so we could pick up
You're
side
essentially
jobs.
More
privateers.
mercenaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could legitimize this ship here, ladies and
It's a
gentlemen.
slippery slope.
Let's do it.
My vote
And
for
thus-
the time being, we lock up the captain
I
in
agree.
the brig.
In the brig.
Throw her in, and
Like I
Wait
said,
a minute. Wait a minute.
throw her in the brig.
She knows the brig. Let's put her somewhere that she doesn't know.
well, she knows the brig, but the brig locks, and we have
Which means maybe she knows how to get out.
Thank you.
not if she's tied up.
That's
We
true.
will. We will.
Rock you.
Yeah, I was like,
Let's tie her to the stern.
Yeah, so we can see her.
Yeah.
oh jeez, the crow,
She can be the mermaid on
the
the front of
crow's
the ship.
nest.
Oh,
the
God.
The crow's nest. Yeah, there you
It's
go.
just like way up there.
Are we not putting her in the brig? That is by far the safest place of the ship.
I agree.
But we could lock her up.
I agree. I just feel like she's slippery for some reason. She's way too confident.
Whoa.
Did you write this guy's name down somewhere?
Philipper?
Frithoff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna be important then.
yeah.
No, do it.
All right.
I'm sorry
Well,
if that was really
Frithoff
loud.
says well, we don't have a brig, but we do have someone down there that we have locked up. That's in a room that maybe you wouldn't just find. It's hidden.
You have a hidden brig?
You have someone locked up in there already?
Yes.
Who is
it?
it?
Some sort of illegal transportation?
No, some. He looks back at the crew and he's just like, "You'll protect me, right? Because I don't think they like that I'm talking to you."
You're part of our crew now.
And
You
he-
were the first to
he
join.
kinda
You
like-
have the most
he
of our
gives us
And
leaders.
if they don't want to join, they can join in the bounty.
Exactly.
Right. I'm sure they'll be keen to join. But then the Empire prisons aren't very nice, if they even let us get that far. You've seen plenty of hangings along the coast. I mean, you know that how they treat pirates. They're not even slightly lenient. So, and they don't even have control of the sea.
That's really loud.
Huh?
Her.
Anyway, he says, "Well, you see, there was a sea elf that made his way onto our boat, and we caught him and hid him in a secret room. And it's just,
Sorry, guys.
that's
And
the
how did
sea,
you
guys.
catch
That's
him?
the sea.
And why was he?
Yeah,
The
why?
wizard incapacitated him quite quickly. He seemed to be scouting.
Was he scaling your ship? Why did...
He came right aboard. Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. They've been questioning him, but he won't talk to them.
So he's
Okay.
in the hidden room.
He speaks Elvish, and none of us speak Elvish. Is basically how it works.
Bring. I'll point to this guy and another, and I'll say, you two take the captain down to the quote brig
Yeah.
and bring me the sea elf.
And so they look at each other, and you hear, gosh, I can't remember his name.
Philipper.
Frithoff. Gosh. So Frithoff says, "Braun, cross, go." And so
I'll go over and I'll get motion for them to stand up. And I'll untie
It just-
them.
hold up. We need your vows of loyalty.
That's true. We would have done. We should have done that first, for sure.
all right, so
It's either us or the Empire. Make your choice.
Maybe I'll go down. I'll go down. I'll go down with them.
Okay.
all right,
We still do need their vows of
Yeah,
loyalty.
exactly,
though.
but I'll go down anyway.
all right. So
I don't
they,
Whip them into shape.
all right, so they go along with you, and it's not long before they sure enough have a secret door. There is a lantern that's standing, and you pull down just hard enough, and it's a little bit stiff. There's two doors that open up, and one door that opens up, you see there's an elf tied up, and you just see him just miserable. Like they have.
I think
like
it would have
rotten-
just been her going
They
down
have like
too.
oh
We're
yeah,
so
yeah.
tough.
So
Yeah.
there's rotten
Oh, yeah, it's
food
just
and
me.
just like really bad water, just briny water, and you just see him just like look up at you, and he's just kind of water, just like parched, just looks up at everybody, and he's just wondering what's going on.
I just
but-
kind of look at them like, really?
Did you take the old captain down with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, she struggles,
That was
but
the
it's
one
not
I'm
much of
thinking.
a struggle. She's almost dead. Is
So
where she's
I
basically
direct what's their names? Hot cross bun.
Braun and Cross.
Okay.
I have their names if you ever want them.
Ron and Cross. I say, grab him, and take him out, and then after they do that, I just shove her in. I don't even untie her. I just shove her in there.
That sounds like the right idea.
And it's like, now think about what you've done.
Think
Lock
about
the
the
door.
decisions you've made.
Wait. Before I do that, before I leave, I do want to check the room and see if there's any other like entrances out or.
Are you
if
talking
there's-
about the one that opened up or the other one?
The secret
The
room.
secret room.
Where they had the seal.
Yeah. Where
Okay,
I put
so
it.
the sea elf room itself just looks like it was used for smuggling. So if someone came aboard, they would just shove a bunch of stuff into it.
Okay,
It's
so
not
what-
large, but it's
okay.
like the main important jewels.
Yeah,
and
but is
stuff
there
they
is
put
there
in it.
like another way to get in and or out of there?
So it's a smuggling room. They've got all.
Yeah, they've got two. One opened up, and that was the thing.
All right. So there's no other.
When I get
way
the
out and there's
opportunity, I
nothing
need
in
to ask Hoff about what they're stowing.
Yeah,
there? Okay. All right. And it's empty except for the rotten food and the yucky water.
in his yes.
Okay. All right. I push her in there and leave.
She just falls down, and she just like.
How do I lock it? Give me the key.
So you just pull up on
Oh,
the
okay.
thing, and it goes.
Braun, oats, lock it.
Oh, oats. All right,
I
so.
like hot cross bun.
No
I
matter,
seriously
no
thought
matter
you said
what you
cross
name
and
your
bun.
people,
I
there
was
was
like-
always going to be something.
Okay.
How many people did I say there were?
Like
You said seven total.
Seven, okay.
Yeah,
That's
that-
what I-
that would've
that's what I
included the
thought.
captain.
Yeah, that was including
I'm
the captain.
sorry.
7 including
I'm
the
just
captain,
tickling
or
you.
7 and the captain?
No.
I understood seven, including the
I'm
captain.
telling you
but-
no.
Yeah, it was 7 including the captain.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I had. I was just like, I hope I didn't screw that up. Okay. All right, so there are people still tied up above.
Have we managed to get anything out of these people?
Like information? You haven't
Just
like
I asked
loyalty
for
pledges?
I asked for
Yeah,
loyalty,
they all do it.
They all
I
do it.
mean, and you learn their names, and I can give them to you.
Oh, very nice.
There's Pitch, Cross, Bora, and Braun, and then the lizard folk are Jan and Bisk, and so I can tell you again.
Bass?
Yawn.
Bisque. Like soup.
B-I-S-K.
Bisque.
I was thinking
B-I-S-K.
bass.
So there's
Like a
Braun,
lovely lobster. bisque.
Braun, Bora,
That's what I'm
Cross, Pitch, Jan, and Bisk. The lizard folk are not very responsive to you saying, like, swear your loyalty. They're not very, like, forthcoming. But then all of a sudden they also they're not speaking to you.
Mhm.
Whether they understand you or not, you can tell that they get the feeling of the room. But
Mhm.
there's definitely a very tribal, alien type mind, where they just don't think the way that we do. They don't feel. So I mean, they just know survival,
Yeah.
and you can tell that they're just like waiting. Like
Yeah.
okay, if this is my lot, then I stay with this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're very
They're biding their time.
yeah.
But they don't seem like
They don't
hostile
seem
or
hostile.
brooding.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Based off what you can just see on the surface, they just seem very, just like dead inside.
And when they bring up the sea elf, was he tied up or no?
He was. Yeah, he was
Okay.
tied up.
Then when they bring him up, I'll untie him, give him some of my rations, my water.
And he takes it, and even for sea elves, they are very,
Hold on.
interesting, composed, but there's definitely this like dark tribal side
Yeah.
to them because they live under the ocean.
Exactly, yeah. and I'll
They're much like Triton in that sense.
and
They
I'll
just-
I'll ask him in Elvish. What is your name?
And he takes a couple seconds of just like trying to clear his throat.
Yeah, and I'm trying to gauge his facial expression as well to see if he looks as though he trusts another elf, who's
So you
brought him
speak in Elvish.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Do either of you speak Elvish?
I don't know if they do.
No.
Okay.
I
No.
speak Druidic and Draconic
Common and gnomish.
in common, of course.
No, I don't. Gosh. order in the court. So you see him kind of cough to himself for a second, and you see that he's got like different tattoos on him, just like over his all of his chest. He is naked. Like they just left him stripped inside the room, and he's just kind of standing there, and he doesn't care. Like he's not like trying to hide himself. He's just standing there, you know. And he's like, "Well, it is nice to meet you. My name is Oceanus, and it's Oceanus. O-C is just ocean, and then A-N-U-S, or it's Ocean U.S. Actually, I apologize. He'd be so mad. Anyway,
Oceanus.
he's-
I get it.
He's Oceanus. O-C-A. I
Look at it
suppose.
written.
I
Yeah.
suppose if that's how you want to remember him.
Shamu.
Anyway, so he's you see he's just like rubbing his wrists, just like being chained up and everything. It wore on him quite a bit. He says, "I've only been in there for 3 days, and I tell you, I'm tired. I'm tired, and I want to go."
Oceanus, my elven brother, I will get you clothing if you would like it. Tell me, how did you end up on this boat? Tell me how you ended up on this vessel.
You see my tribe, and you're not going to kill me.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, you see, my tribe was down below, and there was this boat traveling back and forth, over and over, in a route that ships don't travel now anymore. And it came to a point that my leader said, "Oceanus, go up there and see what's going on." I did, and here I am. Bad choice, but the good news is now they're dead, and most of them, but.
You will be going home. We will be letting you go home. Can I roll as I say that, can I roll an insight on the legitimacy of his story?
Yeah.
Ooh. 21.
Okay. Based off of what you see, he's 100% open about everything with you, just telling you as it is. And he says, "Yes, I would like to go home, but there's some troubling things that I've heard since I've been here. The room next to me was all sorts of sounds of metal. And it seems like they're giving them to these scaly creatures that are on here. Not these ones, but other ones, mass quantities."
Now, Oceanus, would you prefer to go home, or would you care to join us on the sea in making this right?
Well, going home without completing anything, I didn't do anything. There's no honor in what I've done. I've been locked up for days, and I've lost all my gear. They threw it overboard. I've lost everything. So yes, I want to make this right, and at least find out what they're doing, because if they start to encroach on our lands, then it's my duty, and I failed.
Do you speak the common tongue?
Yes, bits and pieces.
I will help you translate. The small one and the tall female, they can be trusted.
And so he looks around, and he gives you this very just like smile, like really big smile, and you can see he's got a little bit of like points to his teeth, just different, growing in different environments. Every elf he's seen kind of like slightly webbed. He's not quite like a Triton, but you can see these just like really angular bluish features, really like beautiful in his own way. But he smiles, and he just looks at everybody, and he says, "Does anyone have a spare sword?"
In common?
Yeah, in common, but it's
But
very
like
just
a broken-
It's
Did you just ask,
Sword.
does anyone have espresso?
He's asking
yes,
for a sword.
sword express. It's just like
I'll
he's trying to just like
I'll
half elvish.
address Alston and Tatian and say, "This is Oceanus. He was taken prisoner. He would like to stay with us and join us in helping to find out what this vessel has been doing."
The last man we gave a knife to Didn't turn out very well.
Then let's not
and
give.
Oceanus looks at you, like looking down at you, and just, I've never seen someone so small. Command such power.
I'll lean down. I'll lean down to. I'll
He's just
lean-
like kind of worried, but also like, what are you?
I know it's funny. We like chose the gnome kind of on like just happened. He's the captain.
but what you heard
He's
was
the
like
leader.
basically, she's powered small person. Just like trying to speak, but it's just so broken.
I'll lean down to Alston and in a low voice say, "We won't give him a sword immediately, but I believe that he can be useful. And on what he told me, he seems very honor bound and wanting to resolve what is encroaching on his home before he goes home. So,
A man with an honor code might be on a foolish mission serving someone else's power. I suggest we move forth warily.
You were weird.
I don't think we need to trust him with all the keys, but letting him sail with us as we try to learn more about what this vessel was doing
I don't think
and
you'd
stop
hurt.
it.
I mean, with all of us keeping an eye on him.
I trust him more than the rest of these.
I might agree with that.
You're a race.
No, I just don't like humans.
Exactly.
I like Dragonborn and gnomes.
Well, I know that.
So Oceanus walks over to the side of the ship and just looks down at the water and says, "But give me one moment." And he just jumps in and just like does this flip and jumps in. You just hear this like, you are pretty the only one that can hear it. Like pretty much, there's like this strange resonating hum underneath the water for a second as he comes up and he's just laughing like crazily as he's in the water. And then he climbs back aboard, still nude by the way.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Oh my.
and he's just like, "Oh, with the night."
Sun sparkling off of mist in the air as he comes flying out.
Isn't it nighttime still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this all
It
happening?
could be a twilight sparkle.
Within an hour, this is all
And I
happened.
call lightning up. Just kidding.
I say, Oceanus, let's go find you some clothes, and then we need to discuss our next steps. Whether we go in and meet with the Empire and continue
Big
where,
brother.
where
Let's do
this
it.
ship was going.
Oh, I thought that's what we decided. We
Oh.
still haven't talked about it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
now
having a
that
captain's meeting.
now that we have taken
That's
taken the
enough.
vessel,
Captain's
You
not
can't
big
have
one.
any of that.
Scratching out names.
Let me take that.
Dead.
You can't
but I
have any
don't
of
think
that.
we can leave
I'm sorry,
these
Yes,
the crew on here when we're not on board.
No. Not without some sort of vestment of power to hold over their heads. Be it promise of reward or death.
And Oceanus comes up to you and puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Where's the rest of your crew?"
We do need a proper crew either way.
And he says, "You took this yourselves."
We did.
Ah, good.
We
Very
are
exciting.
we are not without power in certain ways.
Bosun.
And he hops too. He comes up and he flexes. He is
Salutes.
So would you mind?
Just make sure she doesn't.
Yeah, I am.
Perhaps,
He comes up and flexes. Hello. I mean, that's how they salute
Weird
on the
flex,
ship.
but okay.
perhaps we can take this
The only
crew
time that's
back into the
appropriate.
cavern for the time being
Mm-hmm.
and have them await while we go into the
We
town.
can buy them drinks. That'll keep them
So-
occupied.
Ooh,
He
that is a wonderful idea.
So he comes up to you, the boat swaying, and
Yeah.
he's got this book. As he comes running, he hears you talking. He's like, oh. He goes running down and he comes back up with a book. He says, "Here's a bunch of
Is it a log?
places. Yeah, no, there's just a bunch of places that we can go higher. That's when she normally goes, and we could find people that are of our type." or better, depending on if you have the coin for it.
We'll need to hire people who we can trust, who have zero loyalty or association with
Oh well, these are the
the sea
places.
bitch.
They don't they don't care.
That's what we're calling her.
Would you-
I don't know her name.
But you might want to change the name of the ship because it is a wanted ship.
Yeah, we changed it. Dingy one.
That may be,
At Diggy One official.
but it's also painted on both sides of the ship.
Is there paint on board?
I can check.
This is.
Go
this
check.
Is,
Why are you still standing here?
I'm sorry, sir. When he runs
Speaking
up.
of what we have on board, do you have a separate log?
Maybe a manifest, if you will.
Well, yes, of course we keep that, but I'll go get that too. And he runs off, and within like 15 minutes he comes back, panting, just like you can see noticeably like sweat from his brow. He says, "I couldn't find paint, but I did find the tools that our carpenter you killed him, where he could scrape off
They
the
killed
sides."
themselves.
The carpenter was living and staying on the boat?
Well, of course. I mean, everyone doesn't just hold a
Point
sword.
at
We
his
all-
body. Which one is his?
And he points at the one that you put 2 arrows in when you first got him.
Oh, he was the one to my right. Yeah. Okay.
And he's just like, his name was Jim.
Did we ever find out how this related to sand ballet?
Sambalay was the smuggling den there, and they would communicate. Both Sambalay
Oh.
and
So
we don't know that.
We assume that we killed Sandblay back in the cave?
you didn't just assume. I mean,
Well, we
he
don't-
was the guy that was shouting all the orders and got burned alive.
But
so-
how did we know that?
Oh.
You don't know, but
Okay.
just assuming he's
Yeah.
toast.
So,
That's why I'm wondering if we as characters made that
Yeah.
assumption.
Okay.
Alston,
Yeah.
we have
If I may.
the gods speaking.
I
you
recommend
saying?
we have the crew
the other
scrape the
room?
name off the side of the ship, and then we say that if they do that before dawn, that we will take them into town for a day of refreshment while we find more crew.
Bosun, how many days would you think that we could safely use this name on the side of the ship before it becomes a problem? Before people know that we took
Down
the ship.
south would be a problem. That's where we get most of our merchandise. But I would say between Seaton and Ghost Marsh, we probably have at least a couple days.
I think it may take only a couple hours to scrape the
So-
name off.
Yeah, that's true.
We could
In
do
every
it before
port
And we can
sunrise.
still breathe underwater.
If we go north to one of the safe ports, we can hire somebody else to do the work.
I just see the side of the ship, just like
I have nothing really to add, so
If we
just like
if we travel north away from where you gathered your merchandise,
But we still have to go back and talk to the man who we were exploring the
that's-
mansion for.
or we could send somebody back to
you
him.
still haven't got paid for that.
Yeah. We could send Doric. Doric! We forgot Doric!
but we haven't
I
left.
was wondering if you guys were just gonna. He's like,
No,
well,
we haven't
we'll just
left. We're
sit here
still
then.
sitting here. It's still the middle of the night.
Yeah.
The other boat
I
did
could just-
float to shore with 2
I
dead
could-
bodies. By
I
the
could just
way.
see Doric just sitting there like,
2 dead
one
bodies
forward,
come in a boat, and
I'm
he's just like,
waiting.
well, those are his arrows. I suppose they're
They're gonna
fine.
come back for me. They're gonna come back for me. They're gonna come back for me, right? He's like made friends with like a.
I have a
crab.
plan for him if you guys don't.
I
but
think
We could just put the crew to work, I guess.
we could.
That
I
might-
think for the rest of the evening, while we rest, maybe a little bit, put them to work on preparing the ship for our uses, and take the name off.
Do you feel that we could rest with
I feel like we could take turns
recently?
resting. I only need a couple hours to rest.
I'm gonna go look down below decks. I'm just gonna go look around.
Okay.
okay, so you basically
You
what
guys
you
figure out what
find
you wanna do.
is the storeroom is full of goods. Like the storeroom is like they're just about to take it somewhere to sell it.
Okay.
So they've been busy.
I'm gonna look through things.
You find, just to sum it up real fast of what you found, on the ship and what you could potentially sell. There's two ways you can sell it based off of what you know.
So I'm
You
gonna
know,
be very careful not to ruin
Piracy
anything.
is a big deal, but also there's a legal way you can sell this back to the people that it was taken from. So
You went so weird.
you find 50 bolts of silk, 50 gold each. 40 casks of brandy, 10 gold each. 40 casks of fine wine, 7 gold each. 1 crate of high quality mining tools, 200 gold. That is just the storeroom, that is not even the rest of it. There's more in the ship. So you know that you could make some serious money if you sold this illegally, but if you sell it back to, you know, like a local authority, they will give you a good amount, but it's nowhere near what you could make. So
On the
it's-
other side of you.
So it's all depending on what your plans are, but you just, based off of the couple hours that a couple of you are resting. By the way, when you get to your rest, I do want to talk to you one last thing before we end tonight.
I have a really good idea. Okay.
The state was already sold.
So, this is what I'm going to pull you two aside, and I'm
When
going
I come
to
back up.
yeah, I'm going
Are
to
you spitting
outline
out your
this.
milk?
One last thing. You did search the ship. I'm just going to say
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the sake of it. There's other things you can search in each room, and I'm going to let you do that at your own time. But
Yeah.
for the sake of just brevity, the other secret room that you find, full of weapons.
Yes.
Like like a lot of weapons. Like decent quality weapons.
But is there any rope?
Okay, what you gonna do with that brown bowl?
Okay. So
Right there, some good rope.
You just
Okay.
Saints this.
Yeah.
since this is now our ship, I have an idea. First, we take the crew minus the old captain. We will leave her locked up. For the rest of the night, we'll have them scrape off the side. Then we go back and send Doric back to the owner of the mansion. Have him collect that. He can join us if he wants
In
aboard.
Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
Because we were going that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, we go into town, take the crew in, let them have a good day. Maybe we buy them all rooms for the night at the inn. Hire a crew, and then we find a way to get a charter from the Empire to find out more of what's happening, which would benefit them greatly.
I suggest that we
So getting paid off of them to investigate more.
And sell all these weapons to
Gotcha.
the Empire.
exactly.
Ooh,
That's
cool.
what I was gonna say. I recommend that
Neato.
we take these goods and sell them to the Empire to
Mhm.
legitimize the ship.
So
Let's do it.
my question for you
Is
guys,
Oceanus
Even if
with you
it's
guys,
just
or is he
us.
just?
he's with us.
Okay.
He's with us.
Because I'm wondering how included.
He's not included in this conversation.
Okay, that's
but
what I wanted to
he
know.
is going to be with us in the crew.
So he's dressed in some pirate clothing, and
Good.
he's just kind of standing there,
Mike-
like off in the side, just kind of like looking at the shirt. Just like,
So my question
How do
for
people
you
swim
guys
this?
as fellow players is, would you be okay if, and this is mostly you for the DM as well, so that
I'm okay with
we don't
everything.
spend 5 games talking to all these, how would you feel about fast tracking this and resolving the mansion owner, hiring a crew, and then we pick up with the Empire? Maybe it takes a couple days to get to that point.
so what I'll do is some interactive roles if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Make you still make some choices on the crew. I'm gonna have a list of different crew, and you can decide on them NPCs, and then level of expertise versus how much they can get paid versus quality versus on the level. I'll make a few options for you, so I can do that. And we can fast forward that, and you just sell it back to the Empire, and I can
Yeah.
give you the gold, and you use it to
Yeah.
whatever you want.
That way we're not role playing all
For all
this
this sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Just so we can progress
So
the story.
how about this? I will role play you to Saltmarsh, where you're selling the goods. You meet the people that you're supposed to meet, and then we'll start, I should say, when you get to the people that you're going to talk to, for
Yeah.
continuing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the important figures, not the dock hands, the
Yeah,
bribing
exactly.
the people to let you on, fixing
Yep.
the ship.
Correct.
You're gonna have to pick a name for
And-
the ship.
So maybe what we do is we change the order slightly and get everything figured out with the Empire, sell them the weapons and the cargo, so we get that gold, so we have something to hire a good crew.
Sounds good.
And to help pay off the existing crew.
Correct. By their allegiance, even with the bounty from the old captain.
So there's the captain quarters, the boatswain's quarters, there's the wizard's quarters, and then there was the crew's quarters, and there was a couple other little nooks and things like that. In regards to those rooms, where are you guys staying?
We would have gone. First of all, we would have gone back in the boat and gotten Doric.
Okay.
Brought him on
Fair.
board.
Yeah.
He's very excited, by the way.
Yeah.
You he's like a puppy on the shore. Just like,
We're not gonna let it be like.
I
that.
imagine the best thing at the moment would be staying in the same room.
How big?
All of
How
us.
big is the captain's quarters? Is it pretty big?
quite large, not huge. I mean, but it's a pretty big bed. It's just this feather bed, but it's not like a good feather bed. It's just like flat, and there's parts that are missing definite feathers. But it's big enough that it could fit all of you easily.
Well, I don't need it.
But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
if you all wanted to take a nap on it, it wouldn't be an issue. Quite comfortable
I'm
sleep.
This big.
Exactly. Like I said,
You could curl up in a chair like a little cat.
you could fit in the
Oh,
pillowcase.
my
I mean,
she's,
so
she's doing the splits.
so we're gonna probably end about right now, if that's good with everybody, just so I can prepare some things. But in
Goodness.
regards to your night's rest,
Yeah.
so you still have all your items from before.
Yeah.
So you're sleeping deep in a dark sleep when suddenly you just feel like this intense urge to wake up.
Okay.
Okay, so when you
All of us or just him?
just him.
Okay.
And when you sit up, it's practically pitch black in the room. It's still middle of the night. It's probably closer to where dawn's pretty close to rising, but the ship isn't moving when you wake up. It's
Okay.
just flat.
Okay.
And that's what probably you notice first. You think, oh no, have we run aground? What's going on? Are we being boarded? Have we been tricked? It's just kind of that like, oh, I woke up. What's going on? But when you wake up, you see a box sitting just right at your feet, and it's that box that druid gave to you, that dryad gave to you, and it's just sitting there, and it's like the key's still in it, and like you guys never moved it, never took it out, never opened it, but it's just like humming. It's just like this like. I mean, you brought it in with all your things. You set it down and fell asleep. You're just like exhausted from everything that you guys did. You expended a lot of spells, so your body's just drained. And so that's what's sitting in front of you, and it's just like humming over and over. Just this like throbbing sound.
Does it seem malicious or
Like it's calling to you. Not necessary. You can't tell at this moment if it's malicious or not. Just that's what you get this like vibe to just like see it, hold it, just like something about it. The
Okay.
box, even if the box.
so
itself.
it's compelling me?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to resist it?
If
Is
you
there
want
any
to,
kind of,
if you'd like to. There's no necessary rolls for it, but if you want to attempt anything before you open it or even look at it or touch it, then I would say yeah.
I want to essentially I want to detect if this is some kind of a trap for me.
Okay.
Whether
mean,
that would be
so-
like Arcana.
So for
or,
just to remind you, since this has only been just a few days, I would
Right.
say like maybe a week ago that you were with the Dryads.
right.
The Dryad said that we don't want this,
Yeah.
and they said, but it's for you,
Yeah.
and so they just gave it to you.
They were almost like angry when I
Yeah.
put it down. Which,
Even with your presence.
which really makes me wonder. So
Mhm. And I'm not saying you have to. Like this isn't
Yeah.
me railroading you.
No, no,
if
no,
you
no, no.
choose not to, you don't have to. I'm just saying you feel compelled. There's like a draw to it. With certain choices that you've made recently, which is how I like to play my games.
yeah.
If you guys make certain just like choices, I kind of steer you that way. But yeah. Anyway.
So does it feel like a trap to me? Does it feel like
She sounds like cats fighting.
It really does.
Did you guys hear that?
Oh,
that
so
sounded just
much.
like two cats fighting.
That was like precisely.
Okay.
so I'm being compelled. Do I feel like in danger?
In the manner of speaking, yes, but maybe not from the object. You just
Uh-huh.
feel that air of like something's wrong.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna look at it then.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna open it up.
so you open it. So you twist the key. It's just this like old feeling key. The key feels like it's gonna bend and break. I mean, it's brittle. Like parts of it just kind of crumble in your hands as you do. And you just lift the lid, and you see what looks totally ordinary, but nothing like you've ever seen before. It's like this long rod with like two other rods sticking into like a crystal that's just like this deep red. But like you just see it and you're just like, what even is this?
Uh-huh.
And so are you picking it up? Are you looking at it, examining? Like what level
I
of
mean,
examining are you doing?
Was it the thing or was it the box that was humming?
Well, it stopped humming
Was
since you opened it.
Since I opened
Like the
it.
second you opened it, just went silent. No sound anywhere.
Was it generating? I mean,
Talk about your Delman Ridley film. This would be an awesome little
yeah,
clip.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just that in like I can't stop it, and then all of a sudden, boom, just all sound gone. Even
Uh-huh.
like breath, just nothing. Like that uncomfortable, like
Yeah.
no sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna
silence.
pick it up.
Okay, so when you take it in your hands, you can feel and hear the metal of it. You can tell that it's made of like this very strange metal that you've never seen before. And when you hold it, you just start looking at it, and you kind of just, in holding it, kind of look at the crystal, and you hold it up to your face, and for a split second, you see a face in front of you. You pull it down, and there's nothing there.
Mm.
And so the more you start moving it around, you're not like holding up to your face because you're not sure what it is.
Uh-huh,
Based
uh-huh.
off of how you're doing it, this is
Yeah.
kind of how I imagine you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you can disagree.
Uh-huh.
But basically you're kind of like moving it around at a distance, and you see like a leg, or you see like a face, but it's not like it's very pale.
So it's kind of like I'm assuming at this point that it's some kind of a seeing glass.
Yeah, there's something about the crystal that's
Uh-huh.
not meant to be touched. But
Okay.
you can see that there's something beyond, or like it's trying to show you something, like a vision. You're not even sure. It's just something.
Okay. Okay. Gosh. Am I awake?
That's a good
Genuinely?
question. That's a very good question. I want you to roll. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna say a intelligence, just a base intelligence roll for this. You're not awake.
I'm not gonna choose to wake up. I'm going to speak. So I was wondering if I was gonna be speaking in a room where these guys would be hearing me.
Okay.
Um,
Smells cursed.
and I'm gonna say, "What do you want?"
And nothing answers, but you can just like you almost have to feel this like pull where it's coming towards your face. And as you just like, are you trying to resist it, or are you gonna try to just like
Well,
see what
yeah.
it wants? Okay, so I want you to roll a strength check.
Okay. I don't do very well with that kind of a thing. 13.
Okay, so with your with the strength check, you're fighting and it just comes close, and then you just see this like insanely pointy teeth. It shouldn't be able to talk, doesn't have any eyes, but then it just gets really close and says, "Danger," and you feel that like on your forehead, and then you wake up. And then we'll just stop there for tonight.
Alright.
Anyway, there's stuff that I've been meaning to introduce to you.
Cool.
Well, mostly with your
Yeah.
path.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Cool.
I just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Those that have stuck with us, who are watching the replay, and I'm glad you're liking it a lot. We definitely love playing it, and it's the best thing about D&D is that nothing is certain ever, and it's always changing. So those that are interested or in watching, we're going to try again, and we do this every 2 weeks, but every week also we have a D&D thing coming up. So if you're not watching this one, it gives you a chance to watch the Tal'Dorei campaign, which Will here is the DM for, and I'm a horrible bard. And anyway, but we're all
He's a total slut.
Anyway, you should definitely watch that one. It's a lot of role play. So if you enjoy role play, we do a lot more of that, which is a lot of fun. But anyway, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. And may your rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones.